Hi there, Western Jamaica and the rest of the world. It's me again, Evangelist Al from Share Your Testimonies Globally. Anyways, I'd like to share another testimony of mine of God's goodness and how God protects His children. I remember when I was 9 years old that my grandmother died and I was at her grave digging, and everybody was there as the men were digging the grave. You know, where they were there drinking and enjoying themselves. But I was so afraid of going into the graveyard, so I actually stand on the outer part, standing behind those barbed wire fence. And as I was standing there as a kid, so afraid of getting in, because, at that time as a young child, you're thinking that there are ghosts in the graveyard, and, I was so afraid that I was going to see my grandmother, or I was going to see some ghost in the graveyard. So I was scared to get in, but all my family was in the graveyard, but I was standing out, behind the barbed wire fence looking in. The fence was so tall, but it's a barbed wire fence, so you could see between the barbed wire, but to go over it, it would have been very tall, so I'd have to walk around, if I decided to go in. But anyways, as I was standing there, staring in and watching the men digging the grave and, watching everyone drinking rum and eating food and everything, I didn't want to eat no food because I was saying that spirits are going to eat with me. As a kid, you're really scared at times and talking about ghosts in the graveyard. So anyways, I remember standing there. All of a sudden, while I was staring over and paying attention to everyone, I heard something bray down behind me. I wonder what it was, because I felt the hair at my neck back, It felt like, something was breathing, and the sound just sounded like a cow, but I wasn't sure. So I was just standing there where I was just scary, and just scared. And believe you me, I heard everybody scream and said, "Don't move." But I was so scared, but yet still I take time and I turn around. And by the time I turned around, I realized that I was staring in the eyes of a cow, a very huge cow. I was so shocked, Western Jamaica and the rest of the world, and so frightened that I jumped straight over the barbed wire fence. Only God knows how I went over that barbed wire fence. I only get a small scratch, on my foot. A little tiny scratch, as much for the men just to put a little bit of rum on it. So I didn't want to go into the graveyard because I was so scared, but that cow just caused me to just get suddenly frightened, and just jump over the fence straight into the graveyard and didn't want to come out because I was afraid of the cow. Everybody thought that he was going to bite me because the cow had two horns and everything, but only God knows why, that cow has decided to come behind me and to cause me to go over in the graveyard. I truly believe that even though I was a kid then, and everything, that God was still with me and God was leading me and He was protecting me, because what if when I, try to go over the fence, I'd actually dig out my eyes or anywhere on my body, my knee, or any part of my body could have been damaged. I could have been wrapped up in that barbed wire fence, tearing it down. That cow could have just, bucked me straight into the graveyard, or anything could have happened. I could have fainted and died, and so many things could have happened, But anyways, I just share this testimony to let you know that, all testimonies are testimonies of God's goodness, because it must have been that God was watching over me while I managed to go over that fence. Anyway, this is another one of my testimonies that, I really wanted to share. I do hope that I'm not boring you down, but I'm just being sincere and honest, of God's goodness, the things that God does for us at times, even when we were kids. Many times persons don't remember what God has done for them where they were a child. They only think about the adulthood, when they are older and the things that God do. But I just want to remind and activate some of us memory and to let us know that God has always been in our life, even from we were a kid. Thank you so much, Western Jamaica. You're listening to Evangelist Taylor from Share Your Testimonies Globally. Love you all. Take care for now. Bye.